Hey, hey, do you hear what they're talking about over there? What? Huh? What? What are you talking about? I don't know. It sounds kind of weird. Make me a little curious, though. We should go over there. Want to go over there? Yeah, come on, let's go over there.
Here we are again. Hello, Neuvias, or part of Neuvias. Welcome to our amazing audience. Thank you for joining us this week for another segment and another amazing insight. Here today, we are going to be sharing the beautiful topic of angel numbers and how they show up, why they exist, what's so synchronizing about them, and why are they popular? Why do we want to talk about them? And why do they make us feel safe? Let me introduce my guest, Alicia, Maximo from Venora, and Carol, our resident tarot reader. Familiar, I'm sure. Today, we're going to dive deep into angel numbers and bring you the gossip, the get-to-knows, and the comforts. Sit back and enjoy.
Thank you, Murray, for that amazing introduction. Let's dive right into it. Angel numbers is a topic of discussion today. We see them everywhere. We hear them everywhere. Let's dive in.
Let's dive in.
I was going to ask you, Murray, what are your first thoughts about angel numbers?
I appreciate that question back. I will let you know I was just taking a moment to share that beautiful energy to our audience before I hand select a card with tarot through our beautiful Carol to support this question that you've just asked me. So to start answering that first, Alicia, angel numbers are guidance to me. How do I feel about them? Supported and enjoyed. When I receive a combination, it actually incites a level of excitement inside of my body. And I acknowledge that and I feel that in real time. And over time, I've learned to understand that that's a signal and a connective point for me to pause, become more aware, and realize that I'm actually not alone in those moments where we perceive we're most alone. The messages that generally align for me in those moments are safety, support, and just a pat on the back, because I'm usually doing quite a fair amount. So it's just that reassurance to let me know that don't get ahead of yourself. It's okay to take some time, and you are in the right moment, doing the right things. And having that level of reassurance when we're not stopping to give that to ourselves, that's deeply beneficial. So I hope that can answer your question. And with that, I would love to see a card to support that question. Carol, please let these angels come in and speak with us.
Absolutely. So today, the deck that I decided to pull today is called Angel Answers. So I just thought, since we're on the topic of angels, let's see what they do have to say. I will tell you that the angel numbers, I started in with numerology. It's a support and a guidance from the universe. And that's why there's a lot of synchronicities when you're seeing 1111, 333, and so forth. So just kind of throwing that out there as well. But let's see what the angels have to tell us. Take action. I don't know if you can see it. The light's a little dim, but yes, the first card is take action. So basically, Murray, to answer your question, saying to take action, regardless if you feel that you are at a standpoint and you don't know which direction to go. I always tell myself doing something is better than not doing anything at all. And so whether you think you're going to make a wrong choice or mistake, there's never a wrong choice or mistake at all. It's what you're supposed to be doing in that moment. So just be aware of that. But yes, take action, go forward. It's definitely a yes.
Definitely a yes.
Yeah.
We definitely want that big yes. And I can see the imperative of taking action while reassuring ourselves that we're doing the right thing and that we're in the right place. That's a balancing act. It is definitely a balancing act. I think the number that most aligns with that for me when I think about that is 222 or the twos, double twos.
Yeah.
We find that number represents a duality naturally because there's more than one, which implies balance and that there's separation. And I see that number as a representation of that duality and how we can find balance in ourselves.
Yeah, I find with like the angel number 222, the balance, alignment, that has to do with a lot of partnerships, friendships, harmony, divine timing. When you're taking action or getting confirmation from one of those, from one of the angel numbers, it's all about the nervous system and being in a fight or flight, or fight or flight action, right? For any type of growth, because sometimes we're unsure what we're but if we just stand still and just go with our intuition or ask to see those angel numbers, it will come in full throttle. So I find once I need some confirmation or I'm having trouble making a decision, instead of just not taking action, I ask my guys to show up and help me. Okay, this is the right path down to go to. This is the action I should be taking. So I can really relate to that card because it's hard to take action when you're like on the fence of what should I do? Should I do this or should I listen to my intuition? Or should I just do it because someone's saying to do it this way, you know?
Well said. And the word action is so primed as well. The word
Yeah.
itself, that vessel, has so many accumulative meanings to us as a community and society. So separating action or redefining what that is for yourself and taking different levels of action that are more supportive and considered selfish sometimes are quite
Yes.
difficult to discover. But the angel numbers definitely keep insinuating and prompting us towards these reminders that the present moment here now is the truth. It's ours and it belongs to those who are aware. Anything you'd like to add to that, Carol?
Yeah, actually, I know you were talking about the 222s, which represent the balance and harmony. However, if you're seeing the two from the angel perspective, it just means to keep the faith and don't give up hope. So it all intertwines. Whether you're seeing 1, 2, the 222s, 4 2s, just to kind of give you, a little breakdown of that.
Thank you, Carol.
Nice.
Let's jump on to another question I have. And this question is really, really going to hit home for quite a few, I believe. We have a great community that we belong to in this world. And we're all using our eyes to visually take in things, to identify our experience. So for me, the 444 within my journey personally has been an anchor of support. And I'd like to ask you both how that's shown up for you. And we can talk a little bit about that. So 444, Alicia, what is that for you? What's your understanding of this number and how does it make you feel when you interpret?
Course. Yeah, so to start off in this self-development journey between spirituality and just self-improvement and coming to my higher self, 444 has always shown up to me as a confirmation that I'm protected, the foundations that I've been manifesting are being built, and to not give up on them, and to know that I'm protected by the universe and the angel numbers of 444. So during this entrepreneur journey and this spiritual journey, it has showed up to me times where I was just like, oh, the angels are still there. The foundations are being built. Don't give up. Take action, just like the card that Carol pulled out. So it really means a lot to me when I am on this journey and I'm looking for that guidance, or I'm looking to like get that confirmation of, am I still protected? Am I doing this correctly? Should I do something else? Should I shift gears a little bit here? It keeps me balanced in my nervous system. And sometimes as humans, it's like, especially in today's day and age with the systems and everything like that, it's like it's hard to ground and keep that balance in your nervous system and still think of yourself in that higher position. So 444 means a lot of grounding and a lot of like a grounding energy to help me do that. So that's just the main concept around 444. It shows up to me, especially when I need it the most, but also it shows up for me when I am, either in a meeting call or I'm speaking to another partner, part that's going to be part of Venora. So it shows up to me in ways where it's giving me guidance and protection, but also a confirmation that I am on the right path, and everything that I am aligned with now is pursuing me, is being pursued in real time and divine timing. So I love my angel number 444. She has been a jewel. Thank you. Thank you so much for. She's been amazing. It's been almost a decade now since, me and 444 have been together and intertwined. And yeah, a lot of more numbers like 888 and 333 has been really big in my journey as well.
Yeah, keep going. We have a question coming through. We'll read that out.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Actually, yeah. So 444 feels like a cosmic, like, keep going, Alicia. Like, you could do it. And
Bit
it's
like
letting
that.
me know. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it lets me know, like, if things are feeling shaky on the outside. Let's say I'm doing a business deal, and it sounds great on the outside, but in the inside, the other person has another intention that's not aligned with my intention or for what my purpose is, and following that purpose out and through, right? It's a confirmation that the foundation that I'm building is solid, that I'm protected, that I'm guided, and I'm not doing this alone. I have you beautiful people, part of the Neuvias team,
Oh,
Murray,
thank
Carol,
you.
Marge. Shout out to Haleigh Daly over there. And Lynn. So it's just more of a confirmation. It's helping me create those major life pivots as well, guiding me in that way. Like I said before, I want to go live in other countries. I'm rebuilding Venora brand, and I'm taking off things that are no longer aligned anymore with my journey. There's people out there that have the right intention. There's people out there that have the wrong ones. I'm guided with 444 to align with the right intentions. I remember I think it was like a couple months ago, I've been waking up day by day, and every time I would look at the clock, either just to check my phone or anything like that, I would see 444 a.m. or 444 p.m. I do stay up late at night sometimes because I'm working on Venora and other things. And also on top of that, it really does help the anxiety part too. Just taking a look, and it's like, okay, someone is here with me. Like, even though I can't see them in a physical sense, the spirits and the guides are fully in
Beautiful.
support, and they are fully aware of what my intention is with my self-improvement and my value that I'm bringing to the world. But yeah.
There's a lot of sentimental value and peace found in the recognition of acknowledging the message in the moment. And when we're very busy and we just allow that brief second to become aware, that shift alone, that momentary shift, it can be enough to be very, very peacefully reducing in our anxiety and our immediate stress. No other action is necessarily required other than to just become more aware, providing us the space to be more present and come back to that centering feeling that nourishes and supports our greater spirit. I love the way you express your relationship with 444. I like the way you speak about its pragmaticness and how it's an anchoring aspect for you, and that it tethers you to the moment, but also allows you to make sure in yourself that the action you have taken up into that moment of awareness is consolidated and it is foundational, and you feel supported and strong within yourself because of that recognition being given to you from our greater collective to continue to go forward in that moment with a higher sense of peace. So for that, I do believe that that is the concurrency of angel numbers, and that's what I would take from those types of experiences as well. How about you, Carol? What's your relationship with 444?
So my son does have a tattoo of 444 for starters.
Oh, cool.
I love that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that is his way of symbolizing that he knows angels are trying to get his confirmation, should I say. 444 definitely is a number for reassurance. I will let you know that with numbers, just in general, they have higher and powerful vibrations. And we've been with math, is how I look at it too. We have numbers all throughout our life. We have to use numbers regardless, every day, almost every day. So it's coincidental when you're seeing a license plate that has, 444, or there's a phone number of a bus going by, and the numbers are call this number at 444, and so it's just okay. It's like a confirmation that angels are trying to get your attention. Sometimes we don't. We're so focused on our day to day that we don't really get it, and they'll constantly be hitting you till you realize, like, wake up call. Oh my God, I've been seeing this number all day. What's going on? And so Yeah, it's just a sign of protection as well. The angels are letting you know that it's going to be okay. You are protected with that 444. With the number fours, the angels are assisting you with any type of situation. So just to kind of give you that. But I can tell you, Murray, from my experience, a lot of the numbers that I do see is the 333. I don't know if y'all saw it.
Me too. Yeah, it's the same for me, Carol. Yeah.
Yeah. The support, encouragement from the Ascended Masters.
Right.
They're just very passionate, to help us whenever we can. I'm sure you would agree with that.
No, I agree. And they're very tentful as well. As I've noticed that energy shift between the other numbers and the way those messages arrive, the energy and the frequency that arrives, well, you know yourself, it shifts. It shifts the moment. It shifts a good 10 feet around me every time that energy arrives with me. So definitely a measurable feeling of experience that we as humans can take, separating where the message is coming from. We can do that. We can make a decision to go, oh, this seems a lot more empowering in this moment. Okay, there's more depth to this. Or is it just from my actual guides who are with me in every moment? And that's not to say that the other guides are not with you in every moment. They are. But working with them in every moment takes conscious effort. And without that, they're not going to interact with you. They're going to observe and watch you like we are all watched, but they're not going to create the interaction because they're here to allow you to have your experience, just like I'm having mine. And that is the imperative purpose of our greater collective, to support us while we have this experience. So those numbers serve as a communication system naturally when you look at it from that level, that they're just trying to filter through messages in a non-invasive way that allows our fast metabolic and brain systems to catch up to ourselves in real time, to remind ourselves that it doesn't always have to be go, go, go. And we don't always have to doubt. So I thank you, Carol, and thank you, Alicia, for sharing that.
Cool.
And I just want to make a comment too. I want people to know that if you're seeing these angel numbers and you're in a hurry and you're missing them, that's not a bad thing. There's no need to let the inner critic take control of the situation here and inverse something into a negative experience or a frequency that you're not here to have. So be mindful of what you're taking away from each interaction. Even if you're not allowing the presence, start shaping and cultivating that awareness to catch yourself, and it will catch up with you later on, and you'll get to a place where you are more present to catch the message or how you're responding to that in real time. So I just want to give that to our greater audience so that you don't feed that inner critic that we've all done. We're past that. Let's move forward.
I was going to add, oh, sorry, go ahead, Murray.
No, please, Alicia, go ahead.
I was going to say, I love to call this process downloading a conscious code. And this is a slogan I came up with for Nora, because that's exactly what it is where you are now giving the awareness of noticing the angel numbers, but at least, not feeling so hung up on yourself, like, oh, I missed that, I have to write that down, or what did that angel number mean? Just know that they're around, and, now that you're aware of it, just keep that in the back of your conscious, and now you have a conscious code downloaded of next time I see 333 or next time I see 888, this is the meeting. Where am I at? Right place, right time, divine timing. What does that angel number mean? How is that relating to my current position? And that's the conscious code right there.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. I like that slogan too.
Thank you.
I did want to add, I can tell you back in in the 90s, a lot of my friends, when they were still, the spirituality wasn't as strong as it is now. And I would constantly get, do you know why I keep seeing 1111 or 111? I see this all the time, blah, 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 right? And it was just a flurry of friends and family that would tell me. And what that symbolizes new beginnings and fresh starts. And so people would look at that as a bad thing, and truly it's not at all. So that's another one that I'm pretty sure people are still seeing a lot of, is the 111, the 1111.
1111.
Absolutely.
Very popular.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Focus on your thoughts and your intentions when that number pushes itself to you constantly.
Well said. It is a very, very commandeering number to allow us to really take stock. I use that word a lot, to really become aware and take conscious effort to look at our thoughts and what they're doing. It is a really big ask, but it is the most amazing invitation at the same time. And that is the catch-22 to that, because everything starts at a 0 point, including us. We bring ourselves back to this 0 point through breath work, through meditation, through walking, through all various modalities of life that we've discovered here while on this planet. And each time we take action and use our energy in motion, we move from that state of 0 into a number. And everything starts 0 and builds up. So 1 is clearly the first step. So it makes sense that the door's opening. You're expanding your perception, or as others used to look at it, you're coming home.
Yeah.
Number 1s can be seen as a coming home to yourself, a reckoning and an awakening to there's more that's actually occurring here than I'm allowing myself to be aware of. And that is a really good place to be. It's a beautiful opportunity to find out more and take the path that many of us have now well and truly embedded ourselves upon. And from there, you move into 2. 2, we've spoken about today, being a really supportive number, a really dualistic and really high vibrational co-creative number that brings into existence everything you've been thinking, feeling, and taking action towards into that next theoretical step. From there, you get to 3, and you get the mastery of getting support from the realms, bringing that into existence. You start to dive into the 369, the energy of Nikola Tesla, and what he was here on this planet to teach us, which is that we use this beautiful imagination to think about something and preconceive it. We use our thought process and our heart energy to deeply embed it, and we use our physical hands and motions to create reality around us for it to arrive. It's through this exact sequence that we have the world we have. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
When you move to 4, when you move to 4, you get really, really strong foundation. You get the reassurance that the work you're now doing has 4 corners and has foundation. And that is a great sign for any human being to be at, in any level of business, personal development, or just experiencing life. At 5, you get the checkpoint that there is abundance and new foresights and great opportunity on the horizon, which means there's a shift in change. Usually that change shows up in your perception, in the way that you expand your awareness because you're excited for what you've already embarked upon, felt, experienced, and now believe. And that fundamentally drives you forward into 6, being the number that reminds you to not get ahead of yourself. This is the time to stop and reflect. You're at the halfway point. Find some more balance. Put some more goalposts in and really anchor down. Set your foresight to the future and go into 7, strong in your frequency, picking out the vibrational tone that suits you, embedding yourself into that tone and using that to not just your advantage, but the advantage of everyone in your field. When you choose this option and you take this action, you move into 8. And 8 allows you to experience a new world of abundance. Who's responsible for that? You. Why are you responsible for that? Because you're here. So through that, you get to move into 9. And that's where you share everything that you've accumulated. You've learned, you felt, you heard, and you give it back. And at the end of that completion, you start again. Was there anything, would you love to add anything to that, Carol, Alicia?
Yes, I do want to add, you forgot zero.
Go ahead, Carol.
You forgot 0. 0 starts with the love of the creator. That's the main one, the 0. Even though you don't
the 0.
but
Right.
there is a 0 in there.
It goes back to 0.
It goes back to 0 before you start that one. So when you are seeing 4 zeros, it's just your creator, you're the universe. I love you. You are loved. You are so loved. So just wanted to throw that out there.
No, please, thank you. And I just want to add, so next time you see that 000 on the number plate, dance. Dance good.
Yes, that's right.
Shake your head, dance, and know that you are a co-creator and you're acknowledged.
That's right.
What did
Perfect
you have
way
on
to
this?
describe that. Oh, I was going to add like the 0, like 000, relating to the divine connection, the wholeness, the reset. You know, you're supported in all directions, but to sit back and reset and revamp and start over, you know. But yeah, I was just relating to the zero part, but really well explained. And I feel like Murray definitely touched point on what the meanings are of the angel numbers, but how they relate to from 0 to 111 and then on. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah. I was gonna add too, even though you see the 338s or 444s, sometimes you might see 1204 and you're seeing that constantly, or 120, or you're seeing that that's still also could it has a significant meaning behind it.
For sure. Yeah. There's well, of course, like before the internet, there were books that were describing all of those angel numbers. And one that just stood out to me is 717. I've been seeing that a lot lately, like 717. And I haven't really diagnosed the meaning of 717, but I do see it when I am making a final decision about something or before I take action. It's making me sit back to figure out like what's the first priority to take action onto that will bring me into the next direction, into the next path. So yeah, Carol, I see like 717, and then there's another one like 212. But before the internet, there was like books that were describing all the different angel numbers that are not technically in sequence, that really break it down to like paragraph form. The books that I found are like, you can find them at like Five Below or even Amazon.com, which is everyone's favorite shopping place there. But there's a bunch of information out there, so you can really read and sit down and relate to all the angel numbers out there, not just the ones that Mary was mentioning before. But there's definitely guides. You can connect with Carol as well. I'm pretty sure she has a great insight about angel numbers and tarot cards too. So there's information out there, real and proper information, so you can download those conscious codes, but also have a guidance through a person like Carol or a person like Murray, anyone from our Neuvias team as well. But yeah, just putting that out there. The information, the guidance is there.
Absolutely. I was going to say, sweetheart, so since you did mention the 717, I'm just going to throw this out there to you.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And then to others if they do see it as well. So it's saying that you're on the right path. So keep going. Watch your thoughts and your desires, because you know what you think is what the universe you put out there. So you'll track what you're thinking. So that's kind of what it's referring to when you do see the 717s, because like Alicia was saying, any book you get, it's going to have the numerology or the angel numbers and what each from 0 to 9 is going to mean for you.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Carol, for that confirmation. Well, that's I got to give myself a pat on the back for that. Speaking of thoughts, I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because I do hear this time and time again through like social media, where your thoughts become real things in real time. So, you know, with our divine human self, sometimes it's hard to, like, when we're thinking about something and changing that thought either into a positive thought, an action thought, or from something else. So we're not dwelling on the negative part of the thought, but turning the negative thought into a positive part, right? So I find, you know, as humans, it takes a lot of, it takes a lot of encouragement and discipline to train our mind and our thought process when we wake up in the morning till we lay our heads on the pillow, right? It's like, with this from a psychology perspective, with the thought process, but also seeing the like angel numbers, it creates like an active, I would say, conscious code of, do I make the decision of changing my thought process? I'm going to finish my CRM system today so I can create my sales funnel, so I can make some, welcome the abundance, or am I going to dwell and create this negative thought and act like I have no help or no support? So it's like, how do you think, or what is your opinion on how to balance the thought process, but also with the angel number activity?
I would probably say this. So when you think it, it's funny you mentioned that, because I saw something today. So when you think it and you write it, you're putting it into action, and therefore you will not be getting off off to a negative, I guess, thinking any negative thoughts. And so when you start writing what you're wanting to it's like also like a manifestation. So you think it's hurt, you write it, you say it out loud, and you're putting it out there to the universe is one form to keep that positive going. Now, I will say, if the number 8, when it's sideways, it's the unity symbol, I believe. Is it the unity like this? And so I've heard, if you write that on a piece of paper and you put that 8 in your wallet or purse or handbag, it's supposed to help with your abundance flow. And 888 indicates, abundance and prosperity on the horizon. So that is also something that people have known to do. That's just kind of something that, utilizing the angel numbers as well. So, if you could do that, write the 888 and put it into formation into your handbag or something like that, or wallet is big, and you just carry it with you. Of course, every now and then just touching it up, but it's supposed to help you to remember that, okay, abundance is flowing to me.
That's great advice, Carol. I did hear about the trick where you do the symbol and you put that with like cinnamon, and then you wrap it in foil, then you put it in your purse as well. So mixing the elements, but also the actual drawing of the 8 symbol does help amplify the abundance as well. But yeah, great advice. I love that. We have Marie Angel back. Welcome back, partner.
Thanks. I'm back. 11:11 when I came in too, in Australia, just for acknowledgement.
There we go. Divine timing. You show up at the right place at the right time all the time, mate.
It's just another reassurance. So yeah, I'm not sure why I was kicked out, but the excitement was clearly big on delivering that message. So I took a break and I enjoyed it. I was present, and here I am with you. So thank you for having me back to host. And we just had a question that come up. What kind of questions and what kind of games do you like to insight with your spirit team, your council, your guides? Do you ask them for certain numbers to show up at different times when venturing in different aspects of your emotionality, mentality, or physicality experience? And what numbers do you want to see the most? I'm pretty sure I already know for Alicia which one that is, with a century-long renegade there. So I'll start with you, Alicia. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, so usually what I normally do, like out my day-to-day basis, I do journal a lot. So I'll journal my experience during the day, like the day before, and then what do I want to experience in the days ahead. So when I journal, it's guiding like my future to my higher self. So usually when I journal, I say things of like, oh, I'm going to complete this today, and that's going to affect that, and that's going to bring the abundance to this person, etc. There's a lot that I write in there, right? So usually I use the journal more as a guide for the angel numbers. So depending what I'm writing in my journal, I've been seeing, well, recently the angel numbers I've been seeing a lot is, of course, 444, but really heavily 888 and 333 are the big ones that are shouting at me, not just on my phone, on my computer, on my oven clock, even on like a hand clock. So there's a lot of angel numbers that are like, Alicia, it's coming, the abundance is coming. You're going to have the abundance to share with others. You're going to complete your dream of traveling the world and diving into cultures and helping world peace and all the other ventures that I have up in my conscious codes here. So I use the journaling more for a guide of how I want to set my day and set my thoughts. And then the angels numbers just come out screaming at me, which I love them, but sometimes I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, there's 888.
I know.
Right. So it looks like,
some days it can feel like a bit of a field trip, can't it? It's like, oh,
it really
it's
can.
coming out left, right,
Exactly. Right. And I find they're really amplified, especially us being women and, having that divine feminine energy. They're really amplified with like eclipse or full moons. right? Or even blood moons. And I've been experiencing that since January, because we just had an eclipse. We just experienced a blood moon as well. And ever since then, I've been feeling a lot of different frequencies, a lot of different angel numbers been, creeping up on me while I'm drilling throughout the day and in the morning. So that's how I'd say I would like attract the angel numbers. But I really just write what I want to experience from today and the day forwards, and then the angel numbers just give me a confirmation or guide me towards the journal entry that I wrote a couple days ago. And to note, just to go a little further on that, my time with you guys in Neuvias, in my journal, when I look at my journal 2 years ago, everything that I've journaled in that journal is a play of the manifestation, what's happening currently in this moment, divine timing. A lot of people on this call don't they have an idea what we're doing together, but the expansion on the helping healing the world and abundance is happening in real time, and it's proof that the manifestations, everything I've journaled, is real. It's happening, and I'm excited, and it's like, what, this is nuts, but it's all divine timing. I'm just going with the flow now. I feel like we did the work, Carol. We wrote down the thoughts, we wrote in the journal, and it's happening. So just taking it all in and using the angel numbers as more as a guide than anything.
A guide, yeah. And you can see that when you're taking that credible action within yourself, and it's fulfilling the cup, and you're nourishing the system, and you're taking balance, and there's selfishness involved, for shorter words. You see that the system of this communication and angelicness becomes a real guard. Like it's a guiding system that's there to show and balance with. It becomes a part of the balancing act itself. And it's a really beautiful way to synergize our days, having this interconnected relationship with our greater family, even if it is only through angel numbers. There's various ways to connect and to have and expand this relationship to receive. And we have 5 senses to receive most of that through while having this experience here. We do have our other 3 faculties, which are our spiritual senses, from my understanding, which are vibration, space, and time as we know it. Time is not linear to us in the human form, but it still is a measurable metric, as far as I'm aware, that is a sensory that we use to understand the distance and space and spatial space between where we are now and where we would like to be, or where we've come to from where we were. And so with that, I would also like to just ask you, Carol, very quickly, when you're managing these high vibing places, and when I say high vibing for our audience, I mean 20 plus teenage children inside of a working force in the 3rd dimensional world here, what kind of support and what kind of angel numbers do you ask for? What kind of things do you need on the way home when you're driving home at the end of the day to give you that anchoring and support and reassurance?
The one that I get all the time, Murray, is the 555, adaptability.
I'm pretty sure you have to do a lot of that every day, Carol. More power to you, girlfriend.
Major life changes, but when you see that 555, it's just breaking it down to the adaptability of just everything that's surrounding you in that moment. So yeah, I would have to say 555. I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm there. But yeah, Murray, to answer your question, it's definitely the 555 adaptability.
I like that. For me, it is the 7s. As I am a frequency 7, and I'm a very embodied soul, always in purpose of my mission to get closer to source and experience that in real time. I'm very divinely guided by the frequency of the number 7. I find that a lot of my combinations that show up when I break them down numerically and bring them back to a single digit through subtraction, they always end up being number 7 with greater cause and great reasoning, because we're not alone, and we have very specific energies that we incarnated here with, and they share in this experience with us. So hopefully through this conversation today and this expansive awareness around this particular subject being angel numbers, and with my short absence and the extra wisdom of Carol and Alicia, hopefully you each have further foresight and more receptiveness to experiencing these numbers with an open heart. trusting that you really are in the right place. You really are doing the right things. And you really are here for divine reasons. So relax, be present, and enjoy every moment of this experience. We at Neuvias thank you for joining us today. We've enjoyed your company, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks for joining us, and have a great weekend. Happy Easter.
Thank you. Yes, happy Easter. Happy almost 420 to my cannabis lovers
Yes,
and
happy
all around
almost
space as
420.
well.
Neuvias is
Yes.
420 friendly. Disclaimer.
Well, you know, it is a national holiday, especially here in Canada. So just want to throw that out there to my cannabis lovers and my health and wellness peeps. Let's rock on and let the abundance flow. Thank you so much, and
Thank
see
you
you
so
guys
much.
next week. Yes, Carol.
Thank you,
Any
Alicia,
last?
and thank you, Carol.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Murray. Any last thoughts from you, Carol?
Eventually, I would love to see the 999. That's our completion.
Oh yes,
But
I'm pretty sure
we're getting there.
Yeah, I feel like we're working our way towards the 999, the endings, the completions, clear space for the new, and then once we have that clear space in the new, then it's back to 000, divine connection, wholeness, reset.
Very beautifully said. Very beautifully said. So that is your open invitation to join us so we can get to 9 sooner. Neuvias is a space and a community here to represent all and to be a part of all. We look forward to meeting anybody and anyone who wishes to join us on this adventure. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you again next week.
Yes, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.